Hello YouTube fans, here again. I was doing on our 80s marathon and I'm not doing it at the moment, 1987. Why not this one? Tacit from Paul Holden, bid it film in its day. The Tacit, the original, in my eyes, a hell of a lot better than the shit make. That being RoboCop. That's right, RoboCop, starring my mate, Peter Weller, Nancy Iron, and a damn good cast of actors. And I love RoboCop. There's a bit in my eyes now that makes me cry. There's a bit in my eyes that makes me cry. And people thinking, why did it make you cry, Pete? Because they don't make films like this anymore. That's why. Ultra-violent, beautiful bad language, RoboCop shooting rapists in the freaking dingaling. They don't make films like that anymore. But anyway, let's go with the bloody film. Right? Let's go with the bloody film. So you've got a date opening, you got like this opening where it goes, and then you've got the words RoboCop just fly out at you, and I love it. I love it. We all know the back down story of this, so why not talk about the back down story? At the time, Paul Holden, as we know, was well known for doing films, let's say like Pheasant Blood. You've never seen Pheasant Blood? It stars Wood Hour, the late Wood Hour, may he rest. Great performance by him. He did films, as we all know, over the years, whether it would be, let me think, Basic Instinct, the film I love, my favourite Arnie film, the dud one that is, Total Recall. So yeah, he did a lot of good films. So at the time, it's a true story. Paul Holden read the first draft, it said RoboCop, that's it. He could have thrown it away, he threw it in the bin. Well, this sounds like a kid's film. It's just like funny when you think of the fucking remake. His wife went to there. She read it. Thought, well, there was one with my husband. She sold it him. He reread it, and it dawned on him. And I can see why it's a good film. Now, there's a lot of actors who originally was going to prize the role. Arnold Schwarzenegger, believe it or not, was going to play RoboCop, but he was too big, too muscly to get into the suit, even though he was designing it at the time. And he didn't want to be typecasted. I mean, he was known for doing the Exterminator. Didn't want to come back as a killing robot thing. Plus, at the time, he was doing the classic film I love, that big Predator, as well as The Running Man, same there. So that never happened. Paul Holden couldn't fit into the suit as well, and decided he wouldn't really date for that role because if not, Wood Hour was going to be RoboCop, and so he didn't get the role. So the one who got the role, as we all know, was going to be no other than Peter Weller. You know what I mean? So Peter Weller got the role, damn good role, and then it all got in place, the villains, the actors, and everything. And like I just said, you got that date opening, it fires out, RoboCop, bold as anything, and then you see, I love the dialogue in this, where you got the news, and you got the fake ads, and I just love it, you know what I mean? Newcomb, and all that. So there's some technical dialogue there. The film doesn't take that much seriously on that bit, but it is an ultra-violent film. Ultra-violent. There was a lot of bits what were timmed down in the theatrical version. And I remember saying this before, I've got the director's cut, where it does have ultra-violence added back. It's not a lot to get excited about. Just a few little extra scenes, like the scene where the Ed 209 shoots that guy, and there's a few bit more where it's shooting his legs up a bit more. It's a bit more bloodier there. The bit where Murphy gets gunned down, it's a lot more daffy. You don't see his hand get shot off, his arm gets shot off. There's a lot more when he's getting shot up. He's on the falling ad in there, and he uses robotic dummy made up like Peter Weller, and you get shot in the head. You see more of a toss up there. One of the robbers gets shot in the legs and Murphy shoots him. There's a bit more traffic there. The bit where the villain gets stabbed in the neck. There's a bit where the blood skirts out a lot more. So there's a few little bits there that was added back into the film, what originally was timmed down. But even when it was in its timmed version, it's still a violent film, and that's what I love about it. And I mean, even the second one was ultra-violent. It was ballsy. And that's what killed it. In my eyes, what killed RoboCop was that. And the TV series. And I'm not even going to talk about the shit make. I refuse to. I've ranted on it before. I'll say it easy peasy. Shit. What do you expect from a shit make? But the original one, no faults with it. So you guys say, again, you got the date ads. And you got the idea that's the toy he's now riddled with violence. You've got rapists, you've got robbers, you've got muggers. And the funny thing with this story was, at the time they wanted to do something like a Judge Dredd. But I think at the time they did not have the rights to do a Judge Dredd, even though other days they had done with being Sylvester Stallone. The less they talk about that, the happier. And so they decided to come up with their own version, being RoboCop. So decided to make this thing, like I say, and like I just said, you got the Ed 209, which is going to be this robot, sort of like a cop, but it goes loop-a-loo, it kills one of the people in the building, like I just said. And that's when Murphy comes into it as a cop. But he's just doing his job. He's chasing these bank robbers, one place at the one time. And he gets tortured. And the torture scene is so brutal, so vicious. I mean, you even see the director's cut even more. Like I say, the bad guy says, I don't like chops, and chops don't like me. And just shoots his freaking hand right off. And I was surprised how graphic that scene is. And he's even more on the director's cut. His arm gets shot off, he gets shot to pieces, he gets shot in the head, and you feel for him. You feel that excessive violence, in my eyes, gives it an edge, because it just shows that this is how violent the world is. It's not an handy-pandy world we live in. And I love Nancy Iron. I mean, I always had the hot spell when I see her in Destiny Kill. Never seen that film? Damn good performance, where she plays a hooker in it. I just love the bits where she's cheesing Michael Caine. Don't look hot in that era. And I also remember in Carrie, when she played the bully in Carrie. So I like the fact she's playing a part, and it's like a different role for her. And I do believe she actually had her hair cut short, just so she wanted to have a different role. She didn't just want to play the same character like she played in Destiny to Kill and all them sort of roles. So it's good performance by her as Murphy's partner. So you first think Murphy's dead, but he dies on the operating table where they're trying to save his life. And then you got the idea he's going to be RoboCop. And that suit is so beautiful. He just looks great in it. The only thing was, Peter Weller had problems walking. It was uncomfortable. Imagine having the big thing stuck on your head all day and the metal thing. But he still wore it. And he did the moves himself. And I just love the idea, because when you think about it, the bit where he fixed the gun around, you think that's just some dismal, but it's not. Even then, his memory is coming back, because his memory's been erased. That's what I love about RoboCop. He has a good story. Forget the freaking shit, mate. To me, the shit, mate, garbage. That's a kid's film, believe me. It's even sort of a kid. But in this, it's sort of violent, and that's what the film's about. When I first saw RoboCop, I thought it was an X-rated hero film, but it's not. The bit where he comes in and these scumbags are trying to rape a woman, and RoboCop does that. He has that laser and he shoots a rapist down there. Shoots him in the freaking dick. And I think, bloody hell, this film is out of violent. I love it where the woman's wrapping her arms on him and he says, lady, you must go and see a rape crisis. You got a guy robbing a bank, and RoboCop just bashes his fists in, drags him and punches him out, and I love it. But I love the bit where his memory is slowly coming back. I love the performance where he's walking in his house, sees the TV and he whacks it, and that performance with anger, emotion, I love it. So he's going after the ones we all know who killed him, and then it just becomes a different nod. It's like a revenge. There's a good story to it. I love it. He gets all the baddies. You've got the guy called Dick Jones. I admit the bit where he gets shot and he falls out of that window. Yeah, the only bit I do feel is dated. That shitty puppet with its arms waving about. It does look laughable. I always think Die Hard did that better, where the bad guy falls out the window. I do admit that one. But the rest of the film, no faults on it. I love the bit at the end where the boss says to him, "They stood shooting, son. What's your name?" And he turns round and he says, "Murphy." And I just love it. I love RoboCop. Always love it today. It's out of fire, and I keep repeating that, and that's why I miss films like that. I miss films like that. That's an era when films had balls. And like nowadays, when everything's PC friendly. And that's what I love about RoboCop. But I'll do some more movie reviews on the way into them. Be smart, be safe, and what the hell, I love RoboCop that much. I'm getting all excited over it. A RoboCop 15, and that's not a PC rating. That's how many stars I'm giving the film. But into them, be smart, be safe. See you later.